Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
'24 BMW X5M.
Competition with launch control.
Oh God!
You feel it jumping between gears?
I wasn't ready for that. Yeah.
I'll talk about that real soon.
Horsepower and torque.
617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque from a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 mild hybrid.
How much more is that than last year?
Exactly the same numbers, but this is an all-new engine. So this is the S68, not the S63.
Does anything else have that same engine in it?
Yeah, a couple cars and stuff. The BMW's putting that in.
Nice.
Yeah, XM and whatnot.
Oh, so this is an XM.
But now what I want to show you is the different launch control mode if we smooth out the transmission, because those shifts were very harsh, so now we're going to dial it down. Same launch.
You're allowed to do that?
Oh yeah, dude. Way smoother. It's way less abrupt. Here, watch.
Go back to the fast one.
We're going to do a third launch if it lets us. Okay, this is the fast one. Just watch the front end just change.
Oh yeah.
See?
Yeah, it's like doing an ollie every single.
Yeah, it jumps.
What didn't BMWs used to always make you go to full transmission?
Yes, so they've changed some things, but I knew that I had to go to MDM and I knew that I had to go to like the manual mode and it's still automatically upshifted. But man, this thing launches so hard.
Fun little thing you did there, BMW engineer.
Yes, so they did change some things and we will get into that, but obviously let's start with the looks because this thing looks fantastic with this lovely Isle of Man green paint.
This is exactly the same as that other one we drove.
Yes, and it still looks fantastic.
But a little bit more M.
Yeah, well, because that was the X6 and now we have the X5, which is obviously my preference because of the looks and the extra function of the tailgate in the back.
What I like is the exhaust tips.
Yeah, the exhaust tips are mean AF.
And what should we do with the exhaust tips?
Listen to what the sound makes
from the outside.
Yeah, it still sounds really good. Nice and smooth.
Let's hear that pumped inness.
Okay, downshift, downshift. That was me bogging down that shift, but it sounds really good in here. And then we do have this exhaust button, which is also tied to the inside.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, so you can turn that off, but then you kind of lose the little bit of crackles
you know what?
and all that.
You know what? They're not going to change it. But you know what they did change? I saw an article that they said, all right, we're not going to tie heated seats to subscription. And
That's right.
We've been making jokes for a while about that. We kind of get some flack for it constantly, and it got changed. So you know what? You're welcome, viewers. We're doing this for you. So if you appreciate that, subscribe to our channel and make your parents, grandparents, uncles, everyone subscribe to us too.
That's right, and I'll give you another reason to subscribe. Cliche Corner, watch what this thing can do, dude. How crazy is that?
Jacob.
Like, dude, it lets the back end
They've
out.
never done that on an SUV before.
It's crazy, like it lets you, and I'm in MDM Sport, like.
They changed something.
Yeah, it's crazy now. It is actually unreal how this handles. I don't love everything about it, like the steering is all twitchy and all that stuff, and I don't know what the music just turned on. But anyways, dude, did you not see that coming?
Remember that time I almost flipped an X6M on the track?
Yeah.
I would have definitely flipped on the track there.
Yeah.
That is cool. That makes me feel like more Italian of this, like the Italian SUVs that have been good this whole time.
And that like predictability and kind of fear is now there, which is perfect. Like I want that.
That's cool.
Which is insane in an SUV, but it's still like you can, that was MDM, like you can actually still turn that off.
That's sketchy for normal people.
I love that. Thank you, BMW. Great job with the dynamics, with this M Sport differential, with this all-wheel drive system, amazing. And now we have this 48-volt mild hybrid system, which also we have like anti-roll bars and all that kind of stuff that you get on very premium cars that kind of have the roll stabilization and stuff for handling. So this handles really, really well. And it does have adaptive suspension, not air suspension, and it actually rides very well. I'm in the stiffest mode right now on imperfect surfaces. It is definitely noticeable it's on the stiffer side, but then I've programmed my M1 and M2 buttons on the steering wheel to be a little bit softer in M1, but everything else still be rock hard.
What does that have to do with the looks?
Nothing. I'm still talking about the dynamics. Because I'm giving people a reason to subscribe.
Let's start with the looks. All right, so we got crazy suspension. Okay, do you like the looks of this?
I'm still going to talk about the suspension because I'm going through cliche corner. And dude, it is unreal. I really like the previous one, and I feel like they changed just enough about the suspension, the handling, and everything that there is an actual reason to buy this model over the last one. Although the looks, I'm
not done with the dynamics. I hate the steering of this.
The steering is not great.
It's got that it's
super overboosted.
Yeah, and it's like too loosey goosey. Even on you can change the modes, and it just reminds me of how they screwed up the M240i and everything. And I really don't like it because of that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's shake hands. We're gonna talk about the looks now. Okay. Looks.
I
really like the previous one more. But I'm totally accustomed to this one now, but I wish we still had the nice BMW kind of circle-ish headlights.
I'm fine with the chevron headlights. I'm fine with the cool body lines, the paint. It all works. I like how the front is got that black thing right at the front end.
It's a very mean-looking front end.
The taillights are sick.
I don't love them as much as the previous ones, but again, I don't really have an issue with the overall looks of this. It's still mean AF with everything blacked out. I don't even think you can get a regular X5M anymore, only a competition.
And at least the headlights don't look like the X7s.
Yes.
You could have put X7 headlights on here.
Exactly. So of all the refreshes, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get you in here now.
Turns out the car's so aggressive, it shook the SD card out of our audio recording device.
Yeah, sorry about that. Launch control, full launch.
See? That's way crazier when you're driving it.
Yeah. The front end is literally trying to jump on every shift.
That's really cool. But I had the exhaust off. That was kind of quiet. It was kind of nice.
It was, yeah.
Probably lame from outside.
Probably.
But yeah, this car's fast. Yo, you know what you forgot about on the looks?
A lot.
No, not a lot, just the wheels.
Oh, the wheels are so sick though.
Except they're black.
Yes.
And everyone who likes black wheels, you're all wrong.
Yeah, bronze would have been nice or something.
Bronze, yeah.
Especially with this green, beautiful.
Yeah, I hate black wheels. Okay, what would be the Continental recommended tire for a BMW X5M?
I actually want everybody to go to continentaltire.com/TheStraightPipes to check your recommended tire, because yes, it is winter tire shopping season, as much as it doesn't look like it because we're in shorts, but we are going to get there very soon, so please get some winter tires for your car.
Get them lined up and get your appointment lined up ahead of time.
Yes.
All right. So the steering feels kind of weird. I don't know if the last one felt as weird.
I don't remember it enough to complain about it, but this one's definitely twitchy.
The brake pedal is a little bit not as consistent as I'd like.
Yeah, and you can change it through the infotainment, so it's one of those types of brake pedals, and go for it.
I don't even want to. I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna take it easy.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like it's got a lot more kick if you want to.
It feels like it's coming from the back too, right? It's definitely rear biased.
And the shift lights are nice. There's a lot of nice stuff about this, but then there's also a lot of stuff that I've already said before isn't my favorite with the new style infotainment.
Yes, but what is nice is we have carbon fiber shift paddles for this ZF 8-speed transmission, and it does shift lovely, and you can adjust the shifts on the shifter.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of safety stuff too, which I actually had to turn a lot off because I felt like the lane keep assist was moving me way too much, and then speed warnings, not that I was speeding or anything, you had to turn that off, and then you have to turn off a second menu.
Okay, let me get into one of my primary complaints about how weird all this new BMW stuff is getting. Now, the lane keep assist, the lane centering is very good on the highway. What is annoying is being able to adjust the gap to the car ahead of you. Now, if you look at your left, where you'd have your thumb, that's where you adjust all of your adaptive cruise control settings, right? Now you see two blank sections on the left and right in the gloss black. Now those are not blank on the right side of your steering wheel,
is
right?
that what used to be in the previous models?
So now, count how many button clicks it takes to change that.
Oh, my favorite game.
Let's just say you're in music or your climate controls. You go home.
1.
Whatever button.
2.
Then you go to vehicle.
3.
Then you go to driving settings.
4.
Driver assistance.
5.
Driving.
6.
Distance control.
7.
And preferred distance, close, medium,
8.
or far.
All right.
That's how many button clicks it takes to change.
Let's try it. Hey BMW, driving assistance.
Say a menu option, for example.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's awful.
You can't do it. Yeah. Anyways, so that's my chief complaint about that actual system, because other than that, it works very well.
What if you swipe down on your thing and then you got drive settings? Boom.
Still.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Exactly. While you're driving.
While I'm driving, taking my eyes off the road.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, it's probably not going to be a thing that you change a lot, but I actually do like to change that based on traffic. So I actually change that frequently, but they do have this optional for situational distance control, which is automatically done, which I don't like.
At least you can't subscribe to heated seats anymore.
That's right.
You're welcome, world.
So this will hopefully be the next thing that they change by just adding those buttons back on the gloss black section.
You know what you should spend your money on with the money you saved from not having to subscribe to heated seats?
What's that?
A set of TuxMat.
Go to TuxMat.com/TheStraightPipes to get a set of TuxMat for your car, whatever that may be, including this BMW X5M. And shout out TuxMat for being a long-term sponsor of ours.
I love gold. These are sick shirts.
Yeah, they are. And although I was complaining about that and not many other things, I actually think that this is BMW's best SUV for sale.
Like right now?
Yes, right now.
Not like in the past.
No, right now. I'm going with right now, the model lineup, because the XM exists and it's above this. And yes, it does have more power. I think it's uglier, but whatever's subjective. But horsepower-wise and 0 to 60-wise, this is basically the same, and it costs way more.
It's way more comfortable.
Yeah, this is way more comfortable.
But like as a fashion car, the XM is way cooler.
Sure, but I don't think they're selling very well because I've seen one on the road. That's it.
I've seen 0.
Exactly.
Oh, let me just start my backup assistant instead of recording a new path, and I'll just back up on my own. Look at this. I'm not going to hit anything.
Wow, that's impressive.
You can record.
If you're bad at parking.
Oh, it's just if you're lazy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. Look, I'm not even going to curb a single wheel.
Damn, bro.
And you know what? Even if I did curb it, I wouldn't care because they're black and that would make them white.
Yeah, they would look even worse. See, and that was smooth because you have the shift dialed to 1.
Yeah, let me. Oh, what the heck was that? Yeah, back to quiet mode.
Yeah, that sets the exhaust up because I've got my M1 and M2 already set up.
I'm an old man. Yes. I want to drive slow.
And then if you want to change your gauge cluster, you can go through your setup or your M mode and all that kind of stuff, just like every other new BMW. So you can go to sport and get some crazy gauges, and then track turns off your main infotainment.
My friend's mom, she was a real estate agent, always had like the top trim car. She would always lease the best thing. She used to have C63 coupes all the time.
Yep.
Now she has an X5M. I asked her which one, like what's the infotainment and climate look like? And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the kind of people that buy this car sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic car. We can also change our, whatever this is, the
lights are cool.
The lights are really cool because it's lit up green right now to match the green exterior. And then we have got a bunch of packages on this one. So we have soft closed doors. We've got peasant blockers in the back, and I fit back there comfortably. We've got these nice, weird kind of gray-brown seats.
I like that color. Cool. That color is cool. You know what this color is?
What?
This is the cement paint of exterior cars that's going to be on the inside of every car soon.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think this is cool enough.
That's what they said about the exterior color.
Did they, though?
I don't know.
I think people were stoked on it at first.
Okay, also, the trunk room is wild back there. I love it, and I love that it's a split fold.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite part about that back. And then you also have the cover, which is fully motorized, which is so impressive. But I'm just terrified of the day that would possibly break in the future for someone.
Yeah, and as somebody who owns a used German car that needed a ton of money in repairs because everything breaks, and you know, I don't even think these cars are actually going to make it that long.
To be fair, I don't own any BMWs, and that was a Mercedes. So
okay, yeah, same. Okay.
I've been watching Speed Academy, going through a lot of things with BMWs. Shout out Pete.
Okay,
but yeah.
Okay, so you know how I bought that old computer?
Yes.
And it's like, oh, cool, but I had to have like an old computer guy put it together for me.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a guy who's like a tech expert now who stays current with this technology in 20 years and be like, oh, I know how to use old BMW things. I can change out screens and stuff.
100%. That's how it works with all these cars. A lot of people don't know how to work on my Mercedes SL, which to me is crazy because it's like, that car's not that old. That's like a 90s car. That's not that old. And even techs at Mercedes, some of them don't know because they're like, oh, I was actually trained on all the EQ products. And they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, so like, there's going to be a very specific millennial who's like 60 years old who can fix your 20-year-old X5M in the year 20, what year is it right now? In the year 2043.
I think that 100%. Yes. But the rest of this car is fantastic. We got heated and cooled cup holders. They totally pass. And what about these lovely suede covered black visors?
Always 3, 2, 1.
Yes, good job, BMW. Carbon fiber up here, which I believe is standard, and I think you can get like wood and stuff if you pay extra now. We got massage seats up here, which the massage is okay, but we do have them.
Do you like the HUD?
I don't even look at it, not once.
Yeah, I see right through it.
Yeah.
This one's like pretty, I think BMW ones are pretty big, but I think they've done a good job of like reducing it and making it look good for like sport modes and shifting.
Exactly.
And like always, really good sound system. Apple CarPlay is only wireless and Android Auto. And have you had any issues with wireless Apple CarPlay?
Okay, so I didn't have any issues on day one, but this is not day one anymore. And since then, I have not been able to connect to Apple CarPlay. So after the filming of this video, if I still can't connect to CarPlay, I'm sorry I can't show you CarPlay on the screen.
Quickly, start the timer. I'm gonna connect with my phone that hasn't touched this car yet.
Okay, yours might work.
Oh, hello there. As the boys attempt to wirelessly connect to the car, I assure you that none of their connection attempts were successful.
Let's just say if this particular unit shows up on tsp.truecar.com, don't buy this one.
Yes, it won't. It's a Canadian model, so...
Buy a different one.
Yes, but I still really like this SUV regardless of this, and I'm sure this is just kind of a software update away.
You know what, though? I'm also living with a problem like that with my infotainment and my Mazda. I had my Apple CarPlay would disconnect, it would stop working, the wireless would screw up. Turns out the culprit was the SD card for navigation. Once you pop that out, it seems to not have a problem.
Let's find the SD card. Would you be more upset if you bought your Mazda, but your Mazda now costs like $130,000 more than
I am furious that my $37,000 Mazda, I think is what I paid for it, has issues with the infotainment at all.
Yeah. As you should be. We'll stop dwelling on that because it's probably just a unit problem with this car.
Say it's a fantastic car again.
It's a fantastic car. Yuri, floor it, please. Exhaust on. You got it off.
I know, because I'm an old man and I want it to be quiet.
There we go. Nice and loud.
Until they let me have loud exhaust and no pumped-in audio, I refuse to push the button.
I mean, that is definitely a fair point.
Okay, let's get to the price.
This one starts at $142,000.
Canadian.
Which, by the way, the previous one that we drove was spec'd out to $143,350. This one is $158,150.
Sick.
So it's not that much more than the previous one, but it's definitely more than the previous one that we drove in 2020.
Yo,
Cars are getting more expensive.
People with money have too much money.
Yes. And honestly, other than the CarPlay problem and the having to choose my distance following stuff,
and
I really like this.
And a little bit of weird steering.
Yeah, this is great.
I would go Italian SUV.
Yeah, I mean like a Maserati, whatever that is.
My friend's mom who has the X5M competition, she says when her lease is coming up, she's like, oh, I was thinking of Maserati, but they're super expensive. I'm like, no, not compared to an X5M.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take her Maserati shopping because she always wanted one, and I personally would rather have a Maserati myself.
Yeah, Maseratis are sick. Those new ones, especially like you get the Trofeos or the Super Trofeo, whatever it's called, the top trim.
And it was like classic, simple infotainment.
Yes.
Which really got me going.
And although this has some, broken kind of things, I'm sure some things break on Maseratis as well.
Oh, no, they for sure. I told her that too. I'm
Yeah.
like, it will break, but you have a cool Maserati.
Yeah. So there you go. Really like this and hope it doesn't break, and thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video.